What's up, you guys? It's Mopi. By the title and the tweets that have already gone out on Twitter, you guys already know what is going on here most likely. And yes, I'm leaving.
Recently, Tyler made a video about why he left 2hype, and in that video, he made a lot of false claims about me and manipulated different events and left out a lot of the story. So in this video, I'm gonna give you guys a timeline of events so you guys have context of the full story, and then I'm going to react to every point Tyler has made in his video and respond to them.
As you all know, Tyler decided to leave 2hype, and he said a lot of things about the group as well as all of us as individuals.
First thing I want to say, I never planned on making this video. I never wanted to make this video. Go, take a deep dive into the group chat and, show like gossip and try and take text and manipulate them and try and, twist the story. I'm not going to do any of that. But what I will be doing is clearing my name. And then I'm also going to finally tell my side of what happened. These people have lied to my face. They've said things behind my back. They've stolen from me.
Yo! Oh! Yeah, man, let's go get the engine here, man.
So I've been following this 2hype beef since it started. And as a longtime watcher of 2hype and all their members, I gotta say, I'm pretty disappointed in every single one of them. And I'm not even talking about the Mopi situation quite yet. It's really just how they're treating each other as friends, as roommates, as individuals. Let's be honest, most of this stuff as of right now is basically going to be he said, she said. Now yes, Mopi, Jesse, and a few other of them did show text messages and things like that for a little proof here and there to add context to certain situations. But for what all it's worth, this is basically just he said this, she said that, I said this, so I'm right. The end. I just wish these guys are all adults, or at least legal adults. But we've got them all here acting like kids. Christopher London is 27. He's one of the oldest ones in the group. Although Cash has lived with him, he is 30, and he did take his approach a lot more mature than the others did. But, Jesse is 21, Mopi or Tyler is 21, so they are taking it out in very childish manners, because they're really not quite there yet to be adults, because they still have childlike tendencies. And yes, at some point in time, even when we grow older, we're still going to have these little tendencies here and there that we have to check ourselves with. But when it comes to Jesse and Mopi, I'm not going to lie, I am not shocked on how they're acting and how they can't talk to each other, especially growing up in this day and age of technology, where instead of calling your friend or meeting up them and talk in person, we go through text, we go through Discord messages, we go through YouTube reacts and responses. And they're acting how I would imagine a lot of 21-year-olds would act the exact same way. And if we want to ever see them at least reconcile what's going on here right now, they don't have to become friends again. That's fine. But mature the fuck up. Jesse said he wanted to take this offline, which is a good idea. But then he did say some things and then came to react to the video. Now, I can't understand the fact that if Tyler isn't responding back to Jesse through text, he's blocked, Twitter blocked, DMs, whatever you have, I can understand the video response. But at some point, he needs to get Mopi to sit down and talk to him. They can file it out. It'll be over with and done. I expect a little more from Jidel, but I understand he also wanted to clear his name as well. Now, what I don't want people to think is that I'm sitting here necessarily saying, well, Mopi's a liar, or this and that, or Jesse's telling the truth. No. I say I'm a more neutral side. I see both points of view. I think that Mopi did a lot of mistakes as well as Jesse and the others might have. But Jesse admitted on his video that he has never dealt with a friend that has these type of problems that Mopi has been going through. So as someone who doesn't know what it takes to reach out like that, I can understand where Jesse's point of view is. Some people don't get the hint or get the clue. Some people need you to walk up right in front of them and say, hey, I'm having a bad day. Hey, I'm dealing with something, and I really want you to recognize that I'm dealing with something. A text message just means nothing to me in terms of seriousness of what's going on with this. Going back to what I said, some people also can tell right away that something's wrong. But Mopi mentioned Jeff. Now Jeff helped him with his room. Jeff was able to understand that something was a problem. But that is Jeff. Jeff is not Jesse. So just because Jeff understands what's going on completely, or even to some extent, doesn't mean Jesse will. Doesn't mean Christopher will. Doesn't mean Zach will. You gotta know who you're talking to. And if Mopi has truly been one of Jesse, if not Jesse's best friend and vice versa for all these years, they should both kind of understand how they would react to things like this. One thing that I think would have benefited both of them is if they had taken some type of psych class in college, because both of them didn't go to college. Shoot, Jesse didn't even do his senior year of high school because he tested out. But you'd be able to understand a little bit more how the mind works. Not that they necessarily had to take the class, but when it comes to dealing with situations like these, they could have seen a little bit more sign, things like that. Now, at the end of the day, I am sitting here as a fan. I have no inside knowledge into what is going on with this beef. I have only met Jesse one time, and that was it, and Jesse was super cool to me. Am I saying Jesse is in the right like the rest of the group? Absolutely not. I'm sure they've all done some fucked up shit or messed up things to Tyler. Am I saying Tyler is 100% this giant victim and things like that? To some extent, he is a victim. But to some extent, he's not just the victim, because he's got to understand who he's dealing with and who he's talking to. I think a lot of what he said right now is pent-up rage and emotion. I'm not quite sure he means all of it. But again, I'm just a fan. I'm just telling you how I feel. I think that instead of doing all this back and forth, that if they just sat down and talked it out, like Jydell had suggested as well, I believe this would all be over in about a couple days. And that's the video for this week. Usually I wouldn't comment on videos and posts and beefs like this, but considering I've watched 2 Hype for years and years now, I didn't want to put my 2 cents in now that I do have a channel. But going forward, I will be posting strictly basketball, sneakers, culture videos, and things of that nature. So if you did watch this video, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Adios, my hoopers.